could be down. I could be following that system. You know, I grew up in a bad system. I grew up, my dad wasn't around. I grew up, my dad wasn't providing. I grew up, their dads wasn't providing. So systematically, I should be the same way. But I started to question things, guys. I started to question what did I want? What did I want to do? You know, you start to question a lot of things. You know what? I know when I become a dad, when I become a father, a provider, I'm not going to be doing this. Because I know what it was like. You know, I know it was dark times and stuff like that. I know what it was like, you know, and I'll get into that in another video. But I know what it was like to not have, you know, your father around. Why we do the things that we do. You know, it's deeper than just us waking up and making this split decision. It's all has been systematic, and our decisions are really based on either how we growing up, what was instilled into us, and what we actually experience. You know, me personally, I didn't grow up with a silver spoon. Growing up, I wasn't in the best system. You know, just think about this, a single parent raising 4 boys. My mom raised 4 boys. My father wasn't around when I was younger. Their father wasn't around. And when I say that, as far as providing, like they were around, but they just wasn't around in our life, you know. So so systematically, I was in the system that I did not like, you know, and in reality, that should have trickled down on myself. But, you know what I mean, I'm all for breaking those curses, whether it's a systematic curse or a generational curse. You know, I'm all for breaking that because I know, as of myself right now, father, parent, I am not going to be doing what was done to me. You know, and that's how I look at things, and that's how I feel like we got to break these curses, break these systematic standards that society has brought in to us. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. If you guys are in a system, hopefully we can break that system, and it takes time, but you guys got to open your minds. Open your minds, guys. Today's video, I want to talk about why we necessarily do the things that we do, whether it's finding jobs we don't like and we continue to work in those jobs, or even education, right? When I think back to why I'm actually here right now, I do believe it's all about systematics. It's all about how we were taught in school and what we actually went through. You know, as I said earlier in the video, my father wasn't around, my brother's fathers wasn't around. So systematically, I shouldn't be around my kids. If you guys just take that systematically, if you guys just take it like that, right? Now, I'm doing everything that I can to do the opposite. Systematically, I should fall right under that category. I never see my father around at a younger age. I never even see my brother's fathers around at a younger age as far as providing or supporting for us. You know, so systematically, it would just trickle down into myself. But that's why I'm all for breaking those curses, whether it's a generational curse, whether it's a systematical curse. Now, when I talk about those systematical curses, I'm talking about the standard. You got to work a 9 to 5. You go to school, get an education. You look at jobs you technically don't like, right? You know, when I think about jobs that I've worked in the past, in reality, I've just, for the most part, looked at jobs based on the salary. You know, you look at a salary, you say, okay, I'll do that job. This job could be skydiving from New York, or skydiving from the tallest building in the world, but you look at that salary and we base things on that salary. Even a lot of people would still take jobs to this day and be miserable. You know, I'm all for somebody being happy, enjoying life, you know, working these odd-end jobs. And I'll talk about this, and I'll make another video about this. But I know personally, I've been working since I was 15. Legally, I even got a permit. So I knew how big providing was, even though I never seen my father provide. I see my mom provide. I was working at a younger age just due to the fact that I wanted things. You know, you got to think, a single parent raising 4 kids. I'm the youngest. I'm not going to get much in life. I'm getting hand-me-downs. I'm getting their hand-me-downs, you know what I mean, trickling down, right? From the oldest to the youngest down to me. So for me to work was a way for me to provide for myself. But I built those habits up. And that's why it's all about, you want to build smart habits. You want to build these good habits up. I personally believe building those habits, whether it's working, are beneficial. Building habits and that's systematic. You know, like I said, sometimes not all systems are bad, but you guys got to learn. I was 15 years old, waking up at a factory, waking up at 5 in the morning. My grandma would actually take me to work 5 in the morning, getting out at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. But I knew there was a bigger reward. I've always tried to put this reward in my head of, okay, I know that I'm working. I can go purchase me this. I can go save money for this. I need this. I need that. So in some cases, this systematic, if you guys think about it, should benefit you. Even if you're in this system, it should not be, oh, here I'm at work again. You're off work and you're complaining about work. You're at work and you're complaining at work. You know, you're going to be miserable. You're living this miserable cycle. You know, and that's what I believe. You got to break those curses. Like I said, not all systematical, traditional standards are bad. You know, it's however you look at it. So your way of thinking has to be, okay, I'm doing this to benefit myself. I'm doing this to better myself to that next level. Like I said, for myself personally, I've always had a goal on to the next level. You know, I was brought in. My first job was at a factory. Very, very popular factory. Then I actually, you know, worked at other places. I worked at Hollister, American Eagle after college. You know, then I worked 8 years at another factory. So I can talk, I got the history to talk about this, but I've always, always, always had a goal in mind. Even after 8 years, even 8 years at a company, every day, best believe I'm writing down goals. I'm writing down ideas. I knew I wanted to do what I'm doing now, which was create content for you guys, open you guys' mind, teach, inspire this generation. So I always knew I wanted to do this. It was just one of my goals. Okay, I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to do it that way. Sometimes you got to work and be in this systematical tradition to get to where you need to go. So like I said, that's just my point. Sometimes not all traditional standards are bad, but don't get caught up in it and don't let it ruin you. You know, like I said, people go to work, they're mad all the time. They're stressed out all the time. You know, I feel like in reality, especially this day and age, work should not be stressful. Work is going to have its times. Trust me, it's going to have its times where it's going to be stressful. You know, you may be, depending on any type of work, it's going to be some type of a level of stress. I get that. But at least when you're off of work, you shouldn't always be thinking about work and how stressful it is. That's not good for your well-being. That's not good for your mental. Because now you're going to be mad at your kids. You're going to be mad at your mom, your uncle, your whole environment. Everybody around you is going to be mad. So don't get caught up in that system as well. In reality, what it comes down to is we have been getting lied to, whether we are spending tons and tons of money on a lifestyle that doesn't make us happy. You know, we want to see the next big thing. We want the newest iPhone. We want the newest shoes. We want the newest jersey, shirt, house, car, whatever the case may be. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we are happy. You know, and like I said, I grew up in a time where social media was taking off. You know, I remember the MySpace days. Like, I'm not old. I remember MySpace, Facebook, Instagram. I remember Instagram was only for iPhone users. You know, so I remember those days. But as of right now, everything is a product. You see products of this, buy that. And sometimes that doesn't equal happiness, you know. And we're being lied to. We're being lied by imagining or thinking that this provides happiness. In reality, it doesn't provide happiness. You got those people who may still get new cars, who may still buy new houses, could buy anything in the world, the new Louis Vuitton purse, wallet, whatever, and they're still miserable. They're not happy. So don't fall into this systematic trap. So don't fall into the system of thinking, oh, if I got this item, I am necessarily happy. And sometimes it just doesn't work like that. You know, I'm not saying always. Of course, you know, you want to have nice things, but I'm saying open your mind to things. You know, it doesn't have to be the biggest name brand. You know, if you guys watch my content, you guys knew I used to thrift shop all the time. You know, I still do. You know what I mean? So no matter what type of level you're at, sometimes you build those, you know, get out of that system and you know, open up your mind to certain things. You know, and sometimes, you know, a lot of people, they work these jobs, and they get these jobs that they necessarily don't like. You know, they make these jobs, they get tired in the jobs, they get tired of the people that keep them at these jobs longer than they should be. You know, and I was part of that. Like I said, I worked at places. I worked since I was 15. You know, but sometimes, like I said, you gotta get out that system. You know, it's only 5% that gets out of that system. You know, sometimes people are holding you down in that system, and now you're working a job you don't like. You know, let's just be real. You're at sweatshops you don't like. You know, not necessarily a sweatshop, but I'm saying the place that you don't like, that's a sweatshop. You know, but you could be tied to your best friend. You and your best friend could be working, and you know that ties you there. Or your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You guys are working. You guys are together, but that doesn't equip to happiness. You know, you're working with your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You're miserable at work. You're miserable out of work. You know, so like, where is this happiness ever? You know, I do believe everybody should be happy. But everybody should be doing something that contributes to the world, to the land, to the peace. You know, and it's good for your well-being. You'll be good to your kids, your family members. You know, you just have a whole different look on life. You know, and that's just what I want everybody to do. Open up your mind. Have a good look at life. It's more to life than being in a system. You know, it's more to life than being in a system. Scared to go against the grain. They are scared to be different. It's okay to be different. If you don't like this job, why are you at this job? And especially if you don't have a plan. I get it. Like I said, it may take me 8 years, but I got up out these positions in this system. You know, I've always had a plan. You know, you got tons and tons of people. I hate this job. I don't like this job. You talk about the job while you're at the job. you get out, you clock out, and you're still talking about the job. That's not good for your well-being. And in reality, 9 times out of 10, people don't even care. You know, they don't care. But you want to keep certain people happy. They don't care. You know, but like I said, guys, try to get up out this system, but open up your mind. Open up your mind. You can do great things. You can do that. You can do that. You don't necessarily have to be stuck in these systems. You can be happy, guys. There's ways you can be happy. But sometimes, like I said, you're stuck to a person. You're stuck to an individual at this job that keeps you there. You know, but I chose my happiness, you know, and that's what, you know, sometimes you got to choose your own happiness. Now, I encourage you guys to open up your mind. You know, there's a certain way that we all have been programmed. It's okay. You know, everybody's programmed differently. But when it comes into your happiness, your well-being, you know, you're stressed out, you're losing weight, you're gaining weight, you're not yourself, that's when things have to change. That's when things have to change. So it's okay, guys. Break that generational curse, but have a plan. Have a plan. You always want to have a plan. Sometimes you want to have a backup plan for the backup plan. You hear me? Have a backup plan for the backup plan. It's all going to work out. But break these generational curses, these systematic trades, systematic traditions that's going to keep you miserable. It's going to keep you at the standard income of minimum wage. That's going to keep you at a standard of living that's not going to be good for you. It may not be good for you. You know, but I'm going to talk about this all in another video. Guys, open up your minds. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Guys, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and like and subscribe. Let me know how you guys feel in the comment section. Were you stuck in these generational curses? Is there any generational curses that you believe you are in? You can break these traditional curses as well. I'm going to be talking about my job, how I quit my job. Guys, if you're new to the channel, Go ahead and like and subscribe. Let me know how you guys feel in the comment section. Were you stuck in these generational curses? Is there any generational curses that you believe you are in? You can break these traditional curses as well. I'm going to be talking about my job, how I quit my job. I'm going to be talking about my job, how I quit my job.